Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, a major storm grounds thousands of flights, breaking news out of Iran, and some golden smiles to brighten your morning. Extreme weather ripping through more than half the nation. The March snowstorm slamming Wisconsin. Blizzard conditions, stranding over 160 people on the roads for hours. Winds topping 70 miles an hour. As the powerful storm leaves more than 500,000 customers without power this morning. Ginger is tracking the latest.
Travel mess.
So I've now been here for 16 hours.
More than 14,000 flights delayed or canceled on Monday alone. Delta and United playing catch up, while the critical TSA worker shortage adds to the chaos. With security lines growing as agents call in sick in record numbers while they work without pay.
Breaking news. Israel says they have killed Iran's top security official in a new series of strikes unleashed overnight. A drone hits a hotel in Baghdad, the U.S. embassy targeted. As President Trump presses our NATO allies for support to help reopen the critical Strait of Hormuz. The president says these calls for allied support are a loyalty test.
I'm almost doing it in some cases, not because we need them, but because I want to find out how they react.
And what happens here at home if the price of oil keeps rising? Breaking overnight.
Guilty of aggravated murder.
Utah mom Curry Richens convicted of killing her husband after writing a children's book on grief.
One-on-one with Apple CEO Tim Cook.
So
that's a rumor going around.
Oh, that's a rumor. So there's no truth to that.
We spoke about Tim's future at Apple, the future of the company's impact on education, and the future of artificial intelligence.
How worried are you about AI?
Mystery revealed? Do we now know the identity behind this million-dollar mischief? We'll tell you if Banksy has finally been unmasked. And meet the two golden girls that won't ever leave you hanging.
Good morning, America. Let's take a selfie. Ellie, Emma, here, let's take a selfie. Ellie, you gotta get up too. Ellie, pause. And, oh, Emma, smile.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good luck to get our dog to do anything like that. Really. That was really amazing. We're going to have a lot more of those dogs in our play of the day. And also ahead, Tom Brady, the GOAT, he's here talking about returning to the field.
Just said hello to him as he walked in. We have a lot of news to get to this morning, including a federal judge who's temporarily stopped Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s change to the childhood vaccination schedule. And there is breaking news out of Iran this morning. Israel says they have killed Iran's security chief. James Longman standing by with that.
But we're going to begin with the extreme weather that's hitting more than half the country. The storm wreaking havoc on air travel. Ginger, you experienced it, but you're here.
Oh, yeah. I am one of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people who have been impacted by this storm. So, of course, we had more than 800 severe storm reports, 22 reported tornadoes. This is a far-reaching storm. Just the last 48 hours, this is what all the storm reports look like. And now this morning, waking up with customers, more than 500,000 of them, from Michigan to Massachusetts without power.
This morning, after more than 800 severe storm reports in the last 48 hours, power poles in Coopersburg, Pennsylvania, mangled. Traffic lights thrown to the ground. The roof of this restaurant peeled away. In Allentown, massive trees uprooted, damaging this apartment building. This, all part of a dynamic storm system that brought extreme weather to more than half the country. Blizzard conditions and more than 2 feet of snow slamming Wisconsin, the second biggest snowstorm for Green Bay on record. Interstate 43 in northern Wisconsin turned into a parking lot. More than 150 people stranded for hours.
After I seen the lineup, and then once the National Guards did come walking through, I realized I'm going to be sitting for a while.
Whiteout conditions making driving impossible. Some cars abandoned on the side of roads. Snow drifts overtaking them. In northern Michigan, the drifts reaching the tops of doors in Marquette. More than 100,000 customers in Michigan alone are still without power. Ice-covered trees taking down power lines in Houghton Lake. In Georgia and Tennessee, severe storms ripping through homes. even outside the thunderstorms. Widespread winds toppling trees and a truck outside Oklahoma City Sunday.
That cold front was not playing. It dropped temperatures sub-freezing in Jackson, Mississippi this morning. Little Rock, Austin is close, Dothan and Charleston. So really cold with those freeze alerts this morning, but we're not warm up here, also around the freeze numbers, but also sub-zero in Duluth this morning, 4 below with that fresh snow, and there's more where that came from. We've got a little hit of snow from Minneapolis. This is tonight, so 35 and 90 may be messy, and then into Chicago tomorrow morning. That could impact. Again, this is not a big one. This is definitely not feet, but just a couple inches that will make roads messy, Michael.
All right, Jenny, what we saw, that the weather is adding to an already chaotic air travel situation. Overnight, JFK and Newark airports recorded wind gusts of over 70 miles per hour. Thousands of flights were canceled while security lines grow, with TSA agents calling in sick in droves as the partial government shutdown has them working for no paycheck. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is at Newark Airport with the latest for us. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, to say travel is a mess is an understatement. Already this morning, we're seeing more than 800 cancellations after 5,000 yesterday. And as you said, Michael, those TSA issues, they are just adding up. This morning, that major storm causing even more travel chaos at airports already hit hard by TSA staffing issues right as the spring break rush gets underway. Delta and United asking the FAA to halt flights into Atlanta and Houston's airports overnight as they tried to play catch up.
I just got a message that shows a ground stop Intercontinental for United.
That blast of winter weather leading to more than 14,000 cancellations and delays Monday alone. The lines at Chicago's O'Hare, where more than 500 flights were canceled, showing the impacts.
So they rebooked me onto a flight to Charlotte. Then I was going to pick up a rental car and drive myself across. That also got cancelled, so I've now been here for 16 hours.
This all coming as the TSA shortage, because of the partial government shutdown, hits critical levels, leading to nightmarish lines like this one out the door at Austin's airport. JFK in New York seeing the lines too, and Miami.
Been very frustrating here, sitting in these lines.
In Atlanta Monday, Hartsfield-Jackson Airport shutting down one of its security checkpoints again because of a staffing shortage.
You need to be at this airport at least 4 hours early. If you do not, you'll run the risk of missing your flight.
The nation's 60,000 TSA officers received their first $0 paycheck Friday. Workers calling out in record numbers.
TSA officers are committed to airports running safely, but the situation is becoming unsustainable. They have reason for not showing up, whether it's I can't put gas in my car, I have to take care of my children.
And we talked about those ground stops overnight in Atlanta and Houston. Well, earlier this morning, we actually saw yet another ground stop in Atlanta for Delta. So, George, these airlines, they are just trying to keep up with all of these issues.
And there's a lot to keep up with. Okay, Gio, thanks very much. Latest now in the war with Iran. Tensions rising over the Strait of Hormuz as Iran vows to block that key shipping route. And President Trump criticizes U.S. allies for refusing to help keep it open. Chief International Correspondent James Longman is tracking the latest from northern Iraq. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, George. There's been no let-up in US and Israeli strikes on Iran, but we are seeing more pictures of civilian infrastructure increasingly in the firing line. And this morning, Israel says they've killed one of Iran's most powerful men and a central figure of the regime, Ali Larijani.
This morning, Israel says they've killed Iran's security chief, Ali Larijani, one of the remaining faces of the regime. Just days ago, in a show of defiance, he appeared in a public march when a strike landed nearby. Killed alongside him, Golem Reza Soleimani, the head of the Basij, the religious militia responsible for the brutal suppression of protesters. Meantime, Iran unleashed a wave of new attacks across the region overnight. A drone struck this hotel in Baghdad, not far from the US embassy, setting off a fiery explosion. And another attack targeted the US embassy itself. Iraqi officials say air defense systems shot down a rocket nearby. Multiple waves of Iranian attacks. Officials call it the most intense assault since the war began, with at least 5 drones used. And this morning, new concerns over Iran's targeting of radar systems, which act as early detection for air defense in the region. New satellite images appear to show that Iran has hit these sites multiple times with precision. The before on the left and on the right, holes visible in the roofs. The third week of war, and Iran is still able to cause chaos. Its blockade of the vital shipping lane at the Strait of Hormuz deepening the oil crisis. President Trump may have gone to war without key US allies. Now he's blasting them for refusing to help reopen the strait. Trump himself says his calls for allied support are a loyalty test.
I'm almost doing it in some cases, not because we need them, but because I want to find out how they react.
America's allies insist it's not their fight. Italy is calling for diplomacy, while other NATO members are backing out entirely. Germany has refused to send help, saying it's not our war.
We can't be at every place to support a war which we didn't start it.
And the British Prime Minister sharing a similar sentiment.
We will not be drawn into the wider war.
But Trump is pressing forward, claiming America can go it alone.
We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them.
The president has also claimed he discussed the war with a former US president. He refused to reveal which one. Former presidents Clinton, Obama and Biden have told ABC News they have not spoken with him recently, and Trump confirmed that it wasn't Bush.
And the war's second front in Lebanon is widening. Thousands of Israeli troops have now moved into southern Lebanon to take on Hezbollah. The UN is calling for de-escalation, and they're sounding the alarm over the 1 million Lebanese who've now been forced from their homes. Robin.
All right, James, our thanks to you for your reporting. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, is here with a closer look at this critical trade route and the potential economic impact of the war. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, the Strait of Hormuz, traveling through that strait is one of the most important routes for oil production. It's a narrow passageway. It's just 24 miles wide, and it sits at the end of the Persian Gulf. Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, they all sit along the Persian Gulf. But if Iran essentially controls the strait, and they've been doing this for years, the country has been fortifying military positions to maintain that control. And since the Strait of Hormuz is the only way out of the Persian Gulf, each country depends on being able to navigate the strait in order to ship oil to the rest of the world. Now, since this war began, oil production has slowed down. The average price of a barrel of oil has jumped roughly $28. That's put a strain on the world economy, and we've seen it already reflected here in gas prices. And Robin, just one thing to note about us and our production here in the U.S. We are the world's largest energy producer, but the price of oil is set by the world market. So you take some supply out of the world market, you see prices rise for everybody.
You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But if the fighting continues, Rebecca, the price of oil remains high, it climbs even higher. What can Americans expect?
Yeah, if that happens and the crisis continues for a year or more, some experts are saying you could see your costs go up as much as $1,036 per each household. And right now, when you look at the price that we are paying for gas here in the country, AAA this morning says the average price for a gallon of gas is $3.79. That's sticker shock for a lot of people because it's gone up so very quickly, even though it's not the all-time high, which is around $5 a gallon. Now, if oil prices keep rising, this flows through to a lot of areas. Heating oil goes up, airline ticket prices go up, delivery services, think about that. Their costs are going up, so they're charging you more. Public transit can go up, and groceries, we see this. Farmers are already talking about this as well. Prices are going up. Now, if this conflict is prolonged and there is no relief in sight, the high price of oil could even impact wages and other personal services, things like childcare, elder care. These things all get impacted by the price of oil. You know you're paying more, you spend less in other areas. That flows through to the whole economy, guys.
Yeah, everybody's feeling it.
It's such a ripple effect.
Yeah, everybody's feeling it. Thank you so much for that, Rebecca. We're going to turn now to a federal judge blocking Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s overhaul of vaccine recommendations for the nation's children. Senior national correspondent Steve Osunsami is at the CDC in Atlanta with the latest for us. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning to you, Michael. This judge is leaning on a federal law that allows a court to step in and police federal policy changes when those changes are made arbitrarily. And that's what this judge says is happening here at the CDC.
Nearly all of the changes Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. brought to the CDC's vaccine advisory panel have been overturned this morning, at least for now. A federal judge in Massachusetts sided with medical organizations who sued to block changes to the childhood vaccination schedule, including removing recommended shots for rotavirus, hepatitis A and B, meningitis, RSV, and the flu. Health groups like the Academy of Pediatrics call this a major win.
It's a victory for the children of the United States with regard to protecting them against vaccine-preventable diseases.
Experts say these shots are life-saving and help fight infectious diseases which cause severe illnesses in children and even death. But as a longtime vaccine skeptic, critics say that Kennedy ignored established medical science and fired experts who make vaccine recommendations, replacing them with 13 members more aligned with his views. Now the judge is ordering the suspension of those replacement members, writing that there is a method to how these decisions historically have been made, a method scientific in nature. Unfortunately, the government has disregarded those methods. During his confirmation hearings, Kennedy said he wouldn't change the existing vaccine recommendations.
Senator, I support vaccines. I support the childhood schedule. I will do that. The only thing I want is good science, and that's it.
But he did so anyway, leading to outrage and protests outside the CDC.
The judge in this case says it's likely the administration will continue pushing through these changes, but within what the judge says are the boundaries of the law. The government is definitely appealing this decision, and this case could make its way all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. George?
Okay, Steve, thanks. Now to Cuba, facing its third major blackout over the past 4 months. Cuba's energy minister claims they are making progress towards restoring power as the country experiences an energy and economic crisis intensified by President Trump's oil blockade. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott is at the White House. Good morning, Rachel.
George, good morning to you. And yes, 3 weeks into this war with Iran, and the president now setting his sights on Cuba, floating the idea of taking the country over, saying, quote, "I think I could do anything I want with it." It comes as the country deals with an island-wide blackout after Cuba's energy grid collapsed, the Cuban government blaming the U.S. for food and gas shortages after the U.S. cut off access to Venezuelan oil. The threats are just the latest example of a more aggressive foreign policy than the president originally campaigned on. He pledged to keep America out of foreign conflict, but it was just months ago that the United States captured Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro. Just weeks ago, the United States launched war in the Middle East, and the president not only threatening to seize control of Cuba, but also threatening to seize control of Greenland too, George.
Okay, Rachel. Meantime, the president also announced that his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, is facing a breast cancer diagnosis.
Yes, George, Susie Wiles is the president's most trusted advisor. Both the president and Wiles announcing that she is now facing a breast cancer diagnosis. Wiles posting on social media that she is encouraged by this early diagnosis and that she plans to continue working here at the White House as she undergoes treatment. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle wishing her well.
Totally. Rachel Scott, thanks very much. Robin?
Hope she makes a full recovery. Now to one of the great mysteries of the art world, possibly solved. Who is Banksy? There's a report claiming to know the true identity of the reclusive British artist. And Sam, you're going to reveal it too?
Well, in some ways, yes. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. All right. Banksy spread his special brand of politically motivated street art all over England, and there are a few places selected here in the U.S. as well. And it's kind of all been done under the cloak of anonymity, but his identity may now be known. Reuters reports in an investigation, it has determined Banksy's real name is Robin Gunningham, 51 years old, from the English city of Bristol. Now, he reportedly changed his name in 2008 to David Jones. If you're like me, you remember the 60s Davy Jones from The Monkey Show? Not him, somebody else. A very common English name, apparently, to avoid being identified. Now, one of Banksy's most popular works is Girl with a Balloon. When that sketch of it was sold for more than $1.4 million in 2018, well, that wasn't all. In an infamous stunt, remember the shredder that he hid in the frame? Immediately destroyed that work of art, but don't worry, it was a Banksy, so that shredded piece, renamed Love is in the Bin, was sold for $25.4 million in 2021. Now, in response to the report, Banksy's lawyer cleverly told Reuters, the artist, quote, does not accept that many of the details contained within your inquiry are correct. So, do we finally know Banksy's identity? Well, only Banksy can confirm it for sure, and he has not. He or she has not.
So, in other words, we know nothing more than what we knew before we started.
Well, there was a really good investigation.
I think we know. Okay, yeah. Sam, thanks. Coming up, Rhiannon Alley has the verdict in the Curry Richards trial. Hey, Rhiannon.
Hey, George. Yeah, the Utah mom accused of poisoning her husband and then writing a children's book on grief, found guilty on all counts overnight. We have reaction from the courtroom.
Thank you, Rhiannon. And also ahead, we're talking bracketology. with a look at some of the favorites to win March Madness and some do's and don'ts when filling out your brackets.
And Will has a dog rescue from the streets of Philadelphia. Hey, Will.
I do, Michael. Good morning. It's a pooch in peril, if you will. We'll show you how rescue workers saved her. That and the other headlines new at 7:30.
Everybody stay right there. We'll be right back on this Monday morning.
Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you. Hope you don't lose your mind.
Don't know about you, but I got chills right now. Welcome back to GMA after Sinners took home 4 Oscars on Sunday, including one for its captivating score. Fans are celebrating the film in a really special way. And we've got all the details coming up for you in pop news.
What a rich voice that man has. Let's go to Will for the headlines.
We got a lot to get to, George. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're going to begin with the CDC saying this season's flu vaccine had one of the lowest rates of effectiveness in the past 2 decades. Typically, the shot is 40 to 60% effective each season. The number this year significantly lower. A new variant emerged this season that was not accounted for in this year's shot. And Costco is recalling a meatloaf and potato meal kit due to fears of possible salmonella contamination. The meatloaf with mashed Yukon potatoes and glaze with sell-by dates of March 5th to March 16th was sold across 26 states, Puerto Rico, and Washington, D.C. Costco says no illnesses have been reported. Customers can get a refund. And check this out. Animal protection officers from a shelter in Philadelphia coming to the rescue of a dog. That is a precarious situation for a Shih Tzu mix to be in. She was trapped on a train track support beam high above a city street there, but they get a leash on her and they bring her to safety. She has a name, by the way, Dottie. Dottie is safe and sound. And finally, the battle for global baseball bragging rights is on the line tonight. The World Baseball Classic final. Venezuela ending the espresso-fueled dreams of Team Italy last night, so they are now in a showdown with Team USA. Whoa. In the 7th inning, Venezuela putting together 3 straight run-scoring hits. They tied the game, they took the lead. Team USA captain Aaron Judge has called the atmosphere at Sunday night's game against the DR bigger and better than the World Series.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Having been
he
to
won
the
that
World
game.
Yeah,
The
right.
Series feels a little different.
The final is tonight in Miami.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of people watching that.
Be
I'll be
electric.
one of them.
Thank you, Will.
You got it.
We're going to turn now to a verdict in the Curry Richens murder case. The Utah mom accused of poisoning her husband and then penning a children's book about grief, found guilty on all counts. Rhiannon Alley has the story. Good morning, Rhiannon.
Hey, George. Yes, this was a quick verdict in a shocking case. The jury agreeing with the prosecution, finding Corey Richens guilty of killing her husband in cold blood.
Guilty of aggravated murder.
This morning, a jury taking just under 3 hours to convict Utah mom of 3, Corey Richens, of murdering her husband, Eric.
We, the jury, unanimously agree that the prosecution has proved beyond a reasonable doubt the homicide was committed for pecuniary gain.
Richens found guilty on all 5 counts. The Utah mom seen with her head down as the verdict was read. Eric's family in tears behind her. During the trial, prosecutors painting Corey Richens as a black widow who poisoned her husband with a fentanyl-laced cocktail in order to take his money.
Corey Richens was on her way, but she was unhappy. She wanted to leave Eric Richens, but did not want to leave his money.
The defense resting their case without calling any witnesses, insisting there was no proof she killed Eric.
Okay, she made him a drink that night, but that's it. She made him a drink. There's no evidence that fentanyl was in that drink.
In 2023, Richens published this children's book on grief. She says was to help their sons with their loss, even promoting it on TV.
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year. It completely took us all by shock.
At trial, prosecutors playing this video clip showing Richens, along with several friends and children, laughing during a celebration of life for her husband Eric on March 5th, 2022. The images in stark contrast to the day before as first responders tried to resuscitate Eric inside their family home. This police body camera video showing Corey sobbing. Prosecutors say those tears were all an act, alleging the 35-year-old mother of three was having an affair, deep in debt, and was desperate to inherit her husband's estate and life insurance. And ultimately, the jury agreed. Eric's family speaking outside of court moments after the verdict was read.
It's been a long time coming, so just very happy that we got justice for my brother.
I miss him every day, think of him every day. I love him. I'm here to support him.
Sentencing is now set for May 13th. Corey Richens faces 25 years to life in prison. And guys, tragically, now her kids face a future without their dad and their mother behind bars.
Wow.
Yeah,
Right.
just a really sad story.
I'm sad all the way around. Thank you, Rhiannon. Appreciate it. We're going to turn now to the intensifying search for a retired Air Force general who vanished from his Albuquerque, New Mexico home at the end of February. Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katersky is here with the latest. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Michael. It's now been more than 2 weeks since retired Air Force General William McCaslin was last seen, and the search is now expanding to a neighboring state. Investigators say they found this Air Force sweatshirt about a mile from his New Mexico home, but McCaslin's family said they have no reason to think it actually belongs to him. McCaslin's wallet, .38 caliber revolver, and a leather holster are unaccounted for, but his hiking boots were found at his vacation home in Colorado. He's an avid outdoorsman, and the local sheriff in Albuquerque said searchers have canvassed trails and hundreds of area properties on foot, by air, using drones, dogs, and horses. Investigators said the 68-year-old aerospace engineer had been experiencing what they called mental fog, but they have no information he was disoriented when he left home on foot February 27th. The sheriff is now making a plea for actionable tips and for neighbors to check security systems for any useful footage. Robin.
Aaron, hopefully he'll be found soon safe. Yeah, with all the excitement from March Madness.
Talking about basketball.
The first play-in games tip off tonight. Fans are filling out those brackets. Will doesn't have a lot of faith in his. The NCAA says they get up to $100 million each year. He's going to break down the bracketology. Let's start with the top contenders for both the men and the women.
All right, let's get into this. This is what we were talking about in the break. Duke, they're the #1 overall seed in the men's tournament. They are the favorite. They've got the Boozer twins. They're looking really good. They have fellow top seeds Arizona, Michigan, and defending champion Florida. Those are also all great picks in your bracket. On the women's side, it's hard to pick against UConn.
Come on.
They're the defending national champ. They're the top seed, overwhelming favorite. They were perfect this season, 34-0. So they're looking good, but they will have some pretty serious competition. UCLA, Texas, and South Carolina, they're the other #1 seeds. They're formidable opponents. They know what they're doing.
Okay, so those are rock solid.
Yeah.
Give us some Cinderellas here.
Okay,
all
right. This is one that I picked on the men's side, VCU. They're an 11 seed. They're playing against North Carolina. North Carolina, historically a powerhouse, but the Rams of VCU, they've won 16 of their last 17 games.
Ooh, all right.
That's good.
UNC's star player is hurt, and picking 11 seeds is a smart way to go in upsets. That is always the spot that's upset heavy in the men's. The 11th seed takes on number 6 Notre Dame. Women's, we're talking Fairfield. They play Notre Dame, but that's a popular upset pick, Fairfield on the women's side.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're out there and you're doing the bracket, any do's or don'ts?
There's a lot of do's and don'ts, but we're gonna don't listen to me, but that's a weird way to start this off here. My #1.
We need somebody to blame, okay?
All right, then do listen to me. #1, don't be too bold. Don't pick a team seeded 12th or lower to make it all the way to the Final Four, because that's never happened before. Everyone does love an underdog, but when you're picking the ultimate champion, don't go lower than the 8th seed, because the only time that's ever happened is when Villanova was an 8th seed and they beat heavily favored Georgetown in 1985, but it really doesn't happen. Also, picking a #1 seed, still the smartest choice. Top seeds have won the majority of NCAA titles since 1985. Last year, there were all 4 #1 seeds in the men's. Another stat to keep in mind on the men's side, 22 of the past 23 men's champions have been ranked in the top 25 of an analytic metric called KenPom on offense and defense. That doesn't really matter. All you need to know, there are 8 qualifying teams this year, so if you look at your screen, pick one of those 8 to win, you're probably going to
What is KenPom?
It's offensive efficiency versus defensive efficiency. It's actually really in the weeds, and I can't explain it that well on live television.
You just did, okay.
Sure.
Okay. Never been a perfect practice.
There never has been and likely never will be, because the odds are 1 in 9.2 quintillion. So if you know the sport a little bit better, your odds improve to 1 in 120.2 billion. So basically just have fun, and please don't blame me if it doesn't go well or do. I don't really care. Here's mine. We're going to be accountable on this show here. You can go to ESPN.com to fill out your bracket. You've got until Thursday for the men's, Friday for the women's. You can see the women's tournament live on ESPN.
Oh, it's going to be a great tournament.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Yeah. Accountability. I'm not changing this.
I like how you remove yourself from being blamed by people. Okay.
No, you blame
But that
me.
was great advice, though. I had the 8 seed, the 11. I like that. All right. Thank you, Will. And play of the day, and it's sure to put a smile on your face, Sam. You have the story for us, buddy.
I think so, Michael. If you like cold, wet noses and big, warm hearts. Get ready to meet two adorable gals who are huge well, they're fans of taking selfies. Take a look. Now, these...
Let's take a selfie. And smile.
Oh, come on.
See, now you know what I mean. Cold noses, warm hearts. Now these are Ellie and Emma. They're humans. Kevin and Kate tell us that the golden retrievers and therapy dogs, they actually travel around the world. It's not just in their hometown. They visit children and hospitals and senior citizens and even military members overseas. They've really logged those miles. Ellie and Emma are getting their miles in along with those smiles, visiting 37 states and 14 countries.
Wow.
So Dad Kevin, served in the Army, and he says it was there that he saw firsthand the impact that therapy dogs could have on people going through stressful times, even like our service members, right? So it stuck with him, and he led his wife to start their organization called Golden Retriever Life, and they've been doing it ever since. And you know what it's like, just rubbing a belly right there isn't it? It's the best.
I know, and I've had Goldens. They are special.
Yeah.
They are really special. Thank you, Sam. Coming up, we're going to be live at New York City's annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Ike Adachi is there on the route, getting ready for the big celebration.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Extreme weather in more than half the nation. Blizzard conditions strand over 160 people on the roads for hours. Winds top 70 miles an hour. More than 14,000 flights delayed or canceled on Monday.
So I've now been here for 16 hours.
While the critical TSA worker shortage adds to the chaos. Ginger and Geo tracking it all.
One-on-one with Apple CEO Tim Cook. We spoke about the future of artificial intelligence.
How worried are you about AI?
Tim's future at Apple and the future of the company's impact on education.
So what is that like firsthand for you to see that actively in use in the schools?
I'm the man. And we're going deep with Tom Brady. The 7-time Super Bowl champ is here live, talking about returning to the field and if he'll go for the gold in 2028. And he's saying,
"Good morning, America."
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America. I saw you rush up on Tom Brady. I said, don't tackle him! Don't tackle him!
I thought about sacking him, but I think I'd hurt myself more than I hurt him.
But it was a big old hug.
Yeah,
It's great to see him.
I love it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Ike Adachi is at the 265th annual parade here in New York City, getting ready for the spectacle to begin with Irish dancers and a band.
Oh, yeah. We have a first on GMA. We're going to have the new report about Americans facing some crippling debt. And that is just ahead.
And now look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with extreme weather hitting more than half the country. Storm complicating air travel. Ginger tracking it all. Good morning, Ginger.
What a mess, George. At least 23 reported tornadoes in just the last 48 hours. One of them was late Sunday into Monday. That was in 5 Points, Tennessee. That was an EF1. Then you see in Charlotte, North Carolina, yesterday they had an EF0 ripping the roof off of this warehouse. And in Houghton Lake, Michigan, more than 100,000 customers in northern Michigan are still without power because of this, the ice onto trees and power lines. That's Cadillac. And then Green Bay had their second largest snowstorm on record. Many people in northern Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan waking up with more than 2 feet of snow. And you're watching this with weary eyes like, please don't get us. Well, the snow is going to come through tonight. It's going to be tough to get around in that evening commute. Minneapolis, of course, St. Paul, and then Chicago tomorrow morning. This isn't going to add up to much, certainly not in feet, talking 1 to 3 inches, but it definitely stays cold enough to keep that snow around until the weekend when things start to warm up. But if you want to get really warm, you can go with a record. Boise, Idaho, 80 degrees, Michael.
Oh, that's hot. All right. Thank you, Ginger. And as you know, thousands of flights were canceled due to the storm. The partial government shutdown adding to the chaos with TSA working for no paycheck and some calling out sick. Let's go back to transportation correspondent Gio Benitez at Newark Airport. Good morning again, Gio.
Hey, Michael, good morning again. Yeah, that major storm obviously impacted these airports that were already hit hard by the TSA staffing shortage. And all of this is happening right in the middle of that spring break travel rush. So take a look at these images, because that blast of winter weather led to more than 14,000 cancellations and delays Monday alone. We're already seeing more than 800 today. We saw a big line over at Chicago's O'Hare. More than 500 flights were canceled there. This all comes as the TSA shortage, because of that partial government shutdown, really hits critical levels, leading to that nightmarish line situation that we're seeing all across this country. One out the door at Austin's airport. JFK in New York seeing the lines too. In Atlanta Monday, Hartsfield-Jackson Airport shutting down one of its security checkpoints again because of that staffing shortage. And more than 350 TSA workers have just quit since the shutdown began, as they're going without pay. They received a $0 paycheck on Friday. Imagine that. Airline CEOs are blasting Congress in an open letter right now. They're begging lawmakers to pay these TSA workers, saying, quote, "It's difficult, if not impossible, to put food on the table, put gas in the car, and pay rent when you are not getting paid." And there's absolutely no doubt about that. So right now, if you have to go to the airport, try to get there very, very early. I'm talking 3 hours, because you just don't know what's going to happen, Robin.
Good advice right there, Gio. Thank you. Now we have a new report on credit card debt and the financial toll it's taking on so many families. Elizabeth Schulze joins us with the details first on GMA. Good morning to you, Elizabeth.
Good morning to you, Robin. This data is sobering. Credit card debt is at an all-time high, and now more Americans are falling behind on their payments. A new analysis from two groups, the Century Foundation and Protect Borrowers, finds that a record 111 million Americans, so that's about 40% of all U.S. adults, cannot afford to pay off their credit card bills every month, meaning they are always carrying a balance. That includes more than 27 million people who can only afford minimum payments each month. And a growing share of families are now maxing out their cards and then opening new accounts or turning to options like payday loans or buy now, pay later to stay afloat. If you do have debt across multiple cards, you generally want to try to make a dent in the balance with the highest interest rate first, and that's because credit card rates are around 20%. Those interest fees very quickly spiral. It can be tricky to find your exact interest rate. I just found mine by asking the AI chatbot on the customer service tab for my card online, what's my interest rate? And then it popped right up, so a way to actually figure out what you're paying there, guys.
Yeah, well, thank you for the great advice, Elizabeth. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And coming up in our GMA Morning Menu, my one-on-one with Apple CEO Tim Cook as the company turns 50, what he said about privacy and artificial intelligence.
Also, that after big night at the Oscars, how fans of Sinners are celebrating the movie's wins.
Plus, Tori Johnson is here. Big discounts on GMA viewer favorites for some spring fun, up to 72% off. And Sam, you are with the GOAT.
Robin, I mean, amazing. This guy is the most amazing guy. Tom Brady's a dad. He's a business owner, an NFL commentator. Flag football? Event starter? We're going to talk flag football.
Let's do it.
Would you do me a favor and
Whatever
us a favor on the show and sign the Wall of Fame, sir? Pick
Sign
any spot you'd like.
Okay. I see Asia Wilson.
Yeah, that's true. Like right there, right there. You can go anywhere.
How about right there?
All right, I loved it. And you already had the pen. I was worried about fumbling the handoff of the pen to you, but
Don't
it
do
worked
that.
out
We
really
can
well.
never drop these bags.
All right,
these
no,
are dangerous.
it all turned out really well. All right, we'll be right back with Tom.
Beautiful but chilly day here in New York, but it's beautiful outside. I'm gonna back now with our GMA cover story. My conversation with Apple CEO Tim Cook as the tech giant gets ready to mark its 50th anniversary. We spoke about the future of the company's impact on education, Tim's future at Apple, and the future of artificial intelligence. Here at Wadley Secondary School in Harlem, New York, these students are learning how to make music.
It allows me to stop the beat block.
In this classroom, creativity comes alive with the help of technology donated by Apple through the company's partnership with Save the Music. CEO of Apple stopped by to see the students in action.
Yeah. Make some noise for Mason.
So what is that like firsthand for you to see that actively in use in the schools?
Oh, it brings me such joy because we make products that empower other people to express themselves, to create things they couldn't create before.
What are the goals for this year?
Well, we're announcing today that we're expanding the number of schools that we're reaching from 25 to almost double that. And so we're going to be able to hit 25,000 kids next year with music education.
Another amazing thing for Apple, 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary, what a reflection.
And what do you think is Apple's biggest contribution in the last 50 years?
Oh my God. You know, you can focus on the product moments, reinventing music, reinventing the smartphone, bringing the creative arts to the table, the creative graphics, saving people's lives with the watch.
What are the things that worry you about Apple's product impact on society?
Well, I don't want people using them too much. I don't want people looking at the smartphone more than they're looking in someone's eyes. As if they're just scrolling endlessly. This is not the way you want to spend your day. Go out and spend it in nature.
How worried are you about AI?
I think AI is so profound and can be so positive. But you know, technology doesn't want to be good and it doesn't want to be bad. It's in the hands of the user and the hands of the inventor.
And you say that privacy is a human right.
Yes.
But if our phones are now essentially thinking for us, how can you guarantee that our private lives aren't fed into just a big machine?
Yeah, well, we do as much as possible on the device. And on the device is encrypted, which means that even Apple doesn't have access to it. And then when we can't answer a question on your device, we send it to something called private cloud compute, which is essentially, think of it as a big device in the sky that has the same kind of security and architecture as your phone.
And we know that your products are made overseas. How have you been affected by tariffs?
We're putting $600 billion into the US over the next 4 years. And in fact, if you looked at your iPhone today, the front cover and the back cover, all of that glass will be coming out of Kentucky by the end of this year. The engine, the system on a chip, we're going to make over 100 million of those in Arizona this year. We're going to make over 20 billion semiconductors in the US. And again, this is not only for the US market sold iPhones, it's for worldwide iPhones.
So it's made you invest more in the US?
We've invested more in the US. Absolutely. We're a very proud American company and want to do as much here as we possibly can.
And we've seen the Supreme Court's decision on tariffs.
Yes.
Your company's paid $3.3 billion over the first 3 quarters of the year. Are you going to try to sue to get the money back?
Well, we're monitoring the situation to see what the courts will rule there, and we'll decide accordingly.
You were at the inauguration last year, just feet from the president. You gave him a nice gift at the White House. You were at the screening of Melania, the documentary for the First Lady. There's so many people say you're really close to the administration, and you're being criticized for that. How do you separate the two, or are you able to?
Well, what I do is I interact on policy, not politics. I'm not a political person. On either side, I'm not political. And so I'm kind of straight down the middle, and I focus on policy. And so I'm very pleased that the president and the administration is accessible to talk about policy.
15 years, CEO.
Yeah.
And I read recently where you said you wanted to step back a little bit.
No, I didn't say that. I haven't said that.
So
that's a rumor going around.
Oh, that's a rumor. So there's no truth to that. You're going to stick around for an unforeseen amount of time.
Well, here's the way I look at it. I love what I do deeply. 28 years ago, I walked into Apple, and I've loved every day of it since. We've had ups and downs, but the people I work with are so amazing. They bring out the best in me, and hopefully I can bring out the best in them. And Michael, I can't imagine life without Apple.
They say you do what you love and it doesn't seem like you're working, right?
And it's exactly right.
and we're not working right now because we love what we do. But it was great having a conversation with him and seeing that how the all the tools that they're giving these students and how music really is impacting them and helping these kids in the future. So I appreciate my talk with Tim Cook and his time. I'm sharing his time with me in our conversation. And now time for Sam to do some talking. It's pop news, buddy.
Okay, let's do some pop news, and it's Tuesday. So why don't we begin pop news with a blessing for sinners? Now, I'm talking about the movie and the soundtrack, seeing a huge boost following a big night at the Oscars, which included a win for the movie's score. Now, another contributing factor, Miles Caton's incredible performance of the nominated song, I Lied to You, featuring Shabuzi, Brittany Howard. And remember this? The breathtaking viral dance moment from Misty Copeland. Now, folks at home are getting into the groove. There is a major listening spike you guys are doing. We're talking up more than 265% in the U.S. in streams of the soundtrack on Spotify. Now, Miles Caton also saw a boost in his music to the tune of about 310%, an increase in his music on the platform, while streams of I Lied to You jumped 445%. Wow. Keep listening. It's great music.
That performance was amazing.
It really was.
And when I saw Misty Copeland, I mean, you just get tingles, right? And in more music news this morning, let's go Harry Styles. He's on the top of the world and the top of the charts with his latest album, Kiss All the Time, favorite album named Disco Occasionally. That album making its debut at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. And while congratulations are certainly in order for Harry, this is par for the course for this pop star. All 4 of his solo albums have debuted at #1. Harry Styles is now only the second male artist, solo artist, to achieve this feat after, you'll remember, DMX, who topped the charts with his first 5 albums. So come on, Harry, a few more to go to DMX right there. Harry's song American Girls is topping the global charts. I love this. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to disco more than occasionally. All right, and finally this morning, counting down to The Devil Wears Prada 2. It's officially underway. The sequel hits theaters in just 45 days. And now the movie, I have so many looks for this movie. All right, and now the movie may have inspired the hottest accessory for spring. And you have not seen it on the runway just yet. The Devil Wears Prada 2 novelty popcorn bucket has been revealed, and we've got it right here on GMA runway. So come on out. Liz, do you have it? Where are you coming from? Where is it happening? Look at this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a stylish, cover-worthy red purse that comes complete with a collectible keychain with the movie's iconic pitchfork heel. Now, AMC sent us this one to our studio, hot off the catwalk. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to channel my inner Miranda Priestley.
Yes, please.
Robin, if you would, while I go, popcorn buckets for movies. Groundbreaking. It'll be available at your local movie theaters, mostly on a first-come, first-served basis, when The Devil Wears Prada 2 premieres on May 1st, and tickets are already on sale right now. George, props.
Well,
you are a game, Sam.
Sam, I honestly wish you all could have seen the look George
Priceless.
It was a Miranda Priestley look.
Did you judge me, George?
A little bit, yeah.
Time for Deals and Steals. We're ready for spring fun this morning. Tori is here with deals up to 72% off.
All right, starting with something super soft, right? How fabulous are these? It's such an easy way to make really beautiful memories. This will be kind of the go-to that kids grab for because they're so soft, but then putting their name on it makes it even more special, right? I know, I feel like we could just keep petting these all morning. Little Lemons makes just fabulous blankets. They come in 3 sizes. They're machine washable. We have a big assortment of prints that you'll find on our website. And then we also have these cute little t-shirts. We've got, our glam Petula. We put a little Jelani on this one for her. We also have personalized Easter basket liners that are really fabulous too, like these here. Everything from Little Lemons Company is slashed and have starts at $15.
That's the reason why this is a favorite.
It's fun. Okay, Mad Mia. This is another fun one because this is the easiest way to just make people smile. These are socks with a lot of personality. So we've got huge assortment. I think there's like 40-something patterns that you can find online. So little bunny ones. Sal told me that was his favorite. So we've got bunnies, we've got Mickey, Minnie, we've got all kinds of Looney Tunes characters. But then there's also just really fun patterns like this, little rainbow smileys. These are great. We've got them from toddlers to adults, so everybody can get in on the smile action and unleash that inner creativity, run wild. These are $13.50 to $14.50.
And they look comfortable too.
They're
nice
actually comfortable.
Yeah,
That's the other magic about them. This is Glory House. This is a company that we have featured before because not only do they make beautiful home decor, but all of their products are made in a factory that helps women who are transitioning out of difficult situations. So it's really, they put so much heart into these products, and there's so much meaning in that job for the people who are involved in this company. So we've got pillows, towels, banners, blankets, you name it. If you need a little love at home or you want to gift a little love, this is a special one. These prices start at $10.
And the great savings, you can do that.
Yes, exactly.
Yummy, yummy,
Cheryl's
yummy.
Cookies, always a big favorite. So we've got every kind of option from them. I think the magic that everybody loves about Cheryl's is sweet cream butter. That is the secret ingredient that makes these fabulous. And then because they're individually wrapped, they last a little bit longer. So we've got their buttercream, chocolate chip, you name it, all in a big variety of beautiful holiday, spring, and Easter tins. $20 to $40.
Great for Easter, you're right.
So good, so good. Okay, I love this assortment from Mahogany. Really beautiful. When there's so much chaos in your world, setting a beautiful table can just be right. A simple little luxury like that kind of can set the day. So we've got a big assortment of placemats, napkins, tablecloths. Everything's 100% cotton. And then we also have for the kitchen pot holders, mitts, aprons. I already bought this morning the sardines for my Jake, who's now a cook and also loves sardines. So there's really like a pattern for everybody here. These little pasta pattern I love. This the seafood, strawberries, you name it. I really feel like this just injects spring into your home, but that kind of joy with setting the table is beautiful. Everything slashed in half starts at $9.
Great designs here.
Really
Great designs. Oh, wonderful.
Right? This is kind of like mommy's Easter basket, right? A new bag. So spring into spring, we've got a huge assortment from Malibu Sky. This is a newer pattern, which is great because it's got this embroidered guitar strap that you can do short or long.
Love that.
And then it's got 2 zippered compartments, and then this inside compartment here, there's like, you get a lot of like bang for the buck on this one. This right here is pretty fabulous because you can carry a water bottle right on the side. This is a really great nylon bag. We've got also the clear ones for the stadium. If you're heading to a concert, grab one of those. These start at $22 and free shipping from Malibu Sky.
Thank you. You've done it once again. We have partnered with these companies on these great products. You can get them at gmadeals.com. That QR code right there on your screen is going to take you there, and you'll be back tomorrow. More, because spring's right around the corner.
You got it.
You know who's also right around the corner? Tom Brady, ready for some football. He's going to tell us why he's heading back to the field when we come back to GMA, the GOAT. Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
Welcome back, everybody. I have a question for you. What would tempt Tom Brady to take the field again? Well, maybe he wants to add more bling to join his 7th Super Bowl ring, showing him off right there. Or maybe it's an Olympic gold. Well, we're going to ask him because he's joining us right now. Give it up for Tom Brady, everybody. Hey. Okay, you're back on the field. I read this and I was like, man, I want to do this with you, but I'm too old. I can't do it. Fanatics Flag Football Classic. Thank you for that. Very unnecessary.
Now you're going to get him on the field.
Thank you. Fanatics Flag Football Classic. You also founder of the event. So what got you interested in flag?
Yeah, I think it's just a great time in America for flag football. It's coming to the Olympics in 2028, and I think in one way we all started playing touch football with our friends on the street or flag football, you know, at school. But for me, it was like, I love the competitive fire of still being out there, and I get to cover games on Fox all the time. So now I get to be back on the field doing my thing. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I told you, you're doing a great job in covering those games for Fox.
Thank you.
Yep.
I can say that, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
He is.
And that's my partner right there, by the way. And you know, my last game, Stray's last game of his career, he got the best of me. So that's why he didn't get invited back to the Fanatics Flag Football Classic. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and then he retired, walked off the side. I never had a chance to get him back.
Buddy, you got 7.
But he often tells us
We can just let them have the couch
I know,
now.
really, just back up. Well, let's talk a little bit more about this, because there are 3 teams.
Yep.
2 of those teams have NFL superstars. One of the team has members, stars from the USA football. Even the NFL guys, they're so into it. We saw it with the Pro Bowl, and I think you alluded to this. I remember playing in college, playing flag football.
Yeah.
Just the popularity that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I think it's just so fun because it's inclusive for everybody. Women play, men play. You know, because you're not getting hit, I think there's so much less opportunity to get injured. So you get all these kids playing, and it's a great introduction for everybody to the sport. And I think trying to take it globally to different countries, we're trying to do that and bring the game to Saudi Arabia. We ended up bringing them back here to LA with obviously the events that have gone on the past few weeks. But I think it's a really exciting event. I get to talk a lot of smack to all the guys that, you know, I haven't beat yet. I was on a text thread with Jaden Daniels last night talking smack. And you know, I think we're off to a good start.
So we know you're competitive. Did you have to train in any special way to get ready again?
Yeah, definitely. I've been out there training with Gronk. I was with my boy Odell Beckham yesterday, throwing passes. So it's fun. I think once you know, for all of us, when you love the sport so much, you know, the competitive juice get flowing. There's nothing like throwing a football to me. I mean, I loved it when I was a 10-year-old kid. I love it now that I'm a 48-year-old kid. I never had to grow up. I still get to throw passes, and I get to do it with all my friends, too. So what's better than that?
Yeah, well, better than that, hitting the quarterback. But
I knew you were going to say
just
that.
My own personal
I
feeling.
never turn my back to him either, because I always feel this shadow come up behind me.
But I love it when he talks about you can talk smack. And I'm like, yeah, because nobody can hit you, man. That's why it works.
Exactly.
Biggest question for me, what do your kids think about you playing?
I think they're actually pretty excited just to see me out there. And, you know, they're in school this week, so they don't get a chance to come out to L.A. But I'm here tonight seeing my oldest son, Jack, who's got a little athletic career of his own. And then, my 2 younger ones are, you know, super into things. So it'll be fun. Their friends are going to gather around the TV and watch. It should be fun. I think it's just a great introduction for everybody to what's coming in LA 2028.
Okay, you brought it up, LA 2028. Okay, flag football is going to be a part of the games. A lot of NFL players are saying they want a piece of this. So you want to add to your jewelry collection, perhaps? Go for the gold?
I would never say never, but it's probably unlikely, just so you know. I don't know. I think for these young guys, it's good for them to do it. If I ever wanted to come in as an advisory role, as a coach, something like that, that's probably better suited for me. But I'll let the young Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen get out there and try to win a gold medal for the U.S.
But you start by saying never say never.
Right.
All right. We know.
You never know what's going to happen, and I think the lead up to this game has got me a little excited. But I love my Fox job. I love doing my broadcast. There's a big commitment to that. You know, I love the NFL. I love the Raiders. I love working on that and different projects I have. So I got a lot going on.
You do have a lot going on.
The great thing about flag, you're maybe a little less sore after the game. I could imagine.
Yeah, when you hit me, I was really sore for a long time. It wasn't just after the game, it was for weeks after the game. And you relished the opportunity to pile drive me into the turf. So I'm happy you're sitting on that side of the sofa. This is as close as I want you to be to me right now, just so you know.
I want the world to know it was all for love. all done out of love, and I have more love for you than ever before right now. Man, I really do.
Big heart. That big heart, such a big
seriously,
heart.
Nobody better than you. It really is. But he's always doing great things. So Tom, great to see you, man.
Thanks, Trey.
And I see our guy Brad wore his Eagles hat and make sure you
know. You saw that?
There he is right here. We have just such nice people here at GMA. But thank you, brother. We appreciate you. You can see the Fanatics Flag Football Classic this Saturday on Fox. And check out that guy right there, Tom Brady. All that coming up live here on GMA in Times Square. Keep up, buddy. Keep up, Sam.
You knew we had to bring that back. You knew you were going to see that. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Michael. When was that?
Yeah, both of you all. Have you recovered, both of you, from?
I couldn't do that now, I can tell you that, not without a visit to the doctor.
Hey, there's some great dance moves, and we're going to see some more because Ike Ejiochi is getting into the spirit right now on the route of the oldest and largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world right here in New York City. Good morning, Ike and friends.
That's right. Good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. What a fantastic day to be in New York City. We're here with some of the performers that'll be taking place later today at the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And I'm here with Joanna Berry. She's one half of the iconic mother-daughter dance duo Emerald Fire. And those tunes that you're hearing right now, it's not Sinners, no. That is the McLean Avenue Band. Now, Joanna, you were born in Dublin. You were born in Ireland, obviously. How does it feel to bring Irish dance to New York City?
It is an incredible privilege and honor. I'm extremely proud to spread the love and the joy of Irish dance. Coming straight from Dublin, been here 30 years and love it.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but we have some of our own professional Irish dancers over here at GMA. I don't know if you know that Sam Champion and Michael Strahan are our ringers. You've seen the video. Do you think they should perform next year?
I want to be nice because today is a day of like fun, joy, and celebration of all things Irish. They did a great job, but a little work, just a tiny bit more work.
A little work. Well, I want to see some of that work right now. All right. So how about you and the band show us a little bit about what you guys can do? Take it away, guys. Fantastic. Now, I didn't want to leave without giving you guys some treats back there. I got some holiday treats from New York City for you to enjoy. The viral Irish bread scones from Mario's and corned beef and cabbage stuffed bagels from the social media sensation Moonrise Bagels. I'm going to be over there in a little bit so I can go enjoy those with you guys. Have a phenomenal St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to see if I can make some moves here.
You're not going for the cabbage and corned beef?
And I just want to say, Sam, I thought our dancing looked very similar to that.
I thought it was a win. And Michael, if I had a paddle, I'd give you a 10.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank
Nothing but
you.
love here on St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for the treats, Ike.
It is time now for our series, Can't Miss This. Spring just around the corner, and our GMA Lifestyle contributor, Lori Bergamato, is here giving us and our closets a boost for spring. We cannot wait for this season change.
Oh, amen, Ginger. That's right. The weather is finally starting to warm up, and that means it's time to start thinking of your spring wardrobe. This segment is sponsored by Target, and they have all of the elevated staples for your spring style refresh. You can curate so many looks this season with new knits, denim, dresses, and more throughout March and April. You just scan that QR code on the screen to go right to the items we're going to show you today.
I love the dress you're wearing. You
Well,
always
thank you.
pull off like a floral, a length. You can do anything, but what's this?
Thank you. This is from Target, obviously. So this is from Universal Thread, their line, and it's also the cardigan is from them as well. What we loved about this dress is that it's lightweight and really breathable. And you know, in springtime, it can be so hard to dress for the weather, you know, that you have. You want to dress for the weather you want.
Or like the morning is a good 40 degrees different than what you find in the afternoon.
Exactly, and so the versatility of this dress is unparalleled because you can wear it starting now all the way into summer, and it comes in 3 different colors and patterns. We obviously chose the green with the black because it's springy. Also St. Patty's Day, I had to get my green on. And then the black cardigan is also from Universal Thread. Really great transitional piece as well.
Nice. Let's do casual and funky next.
Okay, so this is really fun look. This bomber gives this whole outfit some structure. And again, this is the kind of jacket that you're gonna wanna wear all throughout the spring. We paired it with just a white tee. This is all from A New Day. And then these paper bag drawstring jeans. I'm gonna open this up a little bit here so you can see how cool these are. These are from KBB by Kalana. Really trendy line, and we love the cord tie here here. It just adds like that elevated look with jeans that makes it really fun. These pieces you can mix and match. We paired them with a New Day mules over here, that transparency on the heel, just makes them really fun, makes them not too formal, and you can wear them all season long.
I have a whole drawer full of strings like this. I can't.
Oh,
It's like the
Ginger,
junk drawer.
DIY.
I'm going to be right in there. So this one we like because you can dress it up or down.
Exactly, and this is such a great work look, Ginger, because I think a lot of us struggle with how do we wear something to work, then take it out, and then you don't want those pieces to just be for work. You want them to work with your entire wardrobe, and this outfit from A New Day does that so well. So we've got this linen vest here, and then the linen pinstripe pants. So what's great about this is that this top that's black comes with a black set of pants that you can buy, and then these pinstripe pants have a pinstripe top. So what we did though is we mixed them and we matched them, exactly. And that really speaks to the versatility of everything they have right now in their spring line, is that you want to be able to take those pieces and have them play nicely with everything else that goes in your wardrobe. So we love this for work and then taking it out later. And then we paired it with these mules here. This is such a big look for the spring, are those mules with the raffia. Really comfortable. They have memory foam in them as well.
Okay.
So they're going to be comfy and chic.
You'll be on clouds. Okay, so crop a jacket, add some cool accessories.
So this is sort of our most fashion-forward look, right? Very trendy. Bermuda shorts. Do you remember these from when we were younger?
The jort? Yeah.
The jort, yes. So these Bermudas are huge right now. You're going to see these all season long. Right now, you can't really wear them with a tank top. It's not that warm yet, Ginger, but hopefully in the days ahead. So we put it with this transitional piece, a cropped jacket, and then the tee, again from A New Day. We paired it with these jellies. Again, those are going to be really big, come all season long. And then we have this fun little bag here that has some floral embellishments on it. So really fun and interesting things that you can see all season long at Target. And the best part is you can scan the QR code and see even more incredible spring staples that are available all season.
I am so happy we got this done.
Thank you,
Spring,
you and me
check.
both.
All right, coming up, the visionaries that are being recognized by National Geographic for their impact on the planet. Stay with us.
And we're back now to honor the National Geographic Society and the 33 visionary explorers, scientists, and scholars who actually founded it, hoping to deepen the understanding of the world. So this morning, let's meet some of the 33 modern-day leaders who are leading the charge of right now.
From Hollywood's heavy hitters to YouTube sensations to scientists on the cutting edge, the National Geographic 33 showcases people making an impact.
What they really share collectively is a commitment to doing whatever they can to make a positive difference.
Like Harrison Ford.
Fortune and glory.
Fascinating on screen and off, legendary actor Harrison Ford making the list for his longtime advocacy protecting the planet, serving as vice chair of Conservation International. The silver screen superstar supports game-changing initiatives like the UN's High Seas Treaty to protect marine life.
He leverages his star power to really get state-level decision makers and policymakers to the table to discuss and take action.
And Idris and Sabrina Elba, whose light shines well beyond the red carpet. Through the Elba Hope Foundation, they're working to bring sustainable agriculture to communities in Sierra Leone.
I think people really underestimate the power of agriculture. Smallholder farmers who live in rural areas help feed our planet.
A grenade that could have been defused with one simple science trick.
Another honoree, former NASA engineer and popular YouTuber Mark Rober, who shares the power of science with his more than 72 million subscribers. His new curriculum now available to schools across the country.
Mark is just a real force for good in the world and really galvanizing a whole new generation to care about both science and the environment.
And NBA star Russell Westbrook isn't just making an impact on the court, he also makes the list for his work supporting clean energy and technology access, providing training programs for young people interested in emerging industries.
So many people do such great work. It's just a few of the people who made the list. So check it out on the full issue at natgeo.com/NG33. Just
very cool. That's very cool.
And so different today than what you think of Nat Geo being as just pictures.
Real impact. Yeah. I remember as a kid, on the coffee table,
Yeah.
But now, everything.
Yeah, great
everything.
videos. All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah, right. I thought I learned a lot about Sam on this trip. I just learned a lot about you two on this couch. That's all I'm saying. So long.
Bye, everybody.
Have a fun.
Bye.
What?